Most new entrepreneurs think branding is your logo, but here's the truth. If you think that way, you're setting yourself up for failure before you've even begun. I've been in branding for over 20 years and have seen the best and the worst of branding strategies in action. Today, I'm going to give you the insights that will help you understand how to cultivate the power of brand as you launch your business. What even is a brand? Most people get it all wrong. It's all in your mind. Your brand isn't what you print on a business card. It's what people store in their heads about you. Think of it like your reputation at a party. You don't get to walk in and declare, "I'm the funniest, smartest person here." I mean, you can try, but you'll just end up standing in the corner by the chips while everyone avoids eye contact. But people decide that for themselves based on how you show up. And just like at that party, if you don't shape how people see you, they'll make up their own version. Sometimes random, sometimes positive, sometimes negative. So it's crucial you A, understand how a brand works, and B, do everything you can to help shape these perceptions. But how do you do that? Well, it's complicated for sure. Understand who they are. In order to shape the thoughts in your prospect's mind, you first have to understand who they are and what they think. If you don't know what matters to them, you'll never connect. Start with your customer. Ask, who am I really trying to help, and what do they already believe about businesses like mine? Decide how you want them to understand you. This is your position, almost like the one sentence you want stuck in their heads after they meet you. Figure out the role you'll play in their life. Think of it this way. Are you the expert guide showing them the way, the trusted partner who stands beside them, or the builder who gets things done for them? Then give your business a personality. The way you talk, the way you act, the way you look, even the way you write online should feel human and consistent. People trust people, not faceless companies. But knowing what a brand is and how it works is just the starting point. The next question is, how do you actually build one from scratch? Well, you reverse engineer it, the launch sequence. Imagine you're going to fly a plane. Before you take off, you have to know where you're going. So start by asking yourself, where do I want this plane to land? Or, what is it that I want to have happen? Articulate the impacts you want to have on your life, your industry, and the world. Basically, what is your dream? Next, ask yourself, in order to have that happen, what would I have to be known for? Or what airspace am I claiming as my own? This helps you define the reputation you need to build to achieve your dream. It's how you define who you are. Then, ask yourself, in order to be known for that, what actions do I need to take? Or what flight plan and maneuvers will get me there? Write down what you need to do, step by step, to show the world that you are who you say you are. This is the plan that you design. Last, ask yourself, what skills do I need to have or outsource in order to take those actions? What do I need to learn, and how many training hours do I need in the cockpit? List the skills that you will develop to make the rest of this plan happen. Once that's all in place, you're going to feel better about moving forward, but there's even more you need to understand in order to fully leverage the power of brand, the iceberg of brand. Here's the mistake most entrepreneurs make. They focus on what's visible, the logo, the colors, the website, but a brand is like an iceberg. The tip above the water is small. That's your visuals. Underneath the surface is the mass that actually holds it up. Your values, your systems, your reputation, the way you deliver experiences to your customers. And just like a real iceberg, if the foundation under the surface is weak, the part people see won't last very long at all. So here's how you use the iceberg model for your own brand. Grab a piece of paper and draw a line across the middle. Above the line, write down things people see right away. Your logo, colors, website, social media posts. Below the line, list the things that actually support those visuals, your values, your systems, the kind of reputation you want, and the experience that you deliver. Now, ask yourself, does what's on top match what's underneath? Because if the visuals don't line up with the deeper layers, people will sense it immediately. But when the foundation below the surface is strong, the stuff on the top suddenly means something, and that's when your brand becomes unforgettable. So, once you have a strong brand foundation in place, how do you use it to shape your prospects' behavior? The origin of brand. Let's go back to where the word brand actually comes from. Branding cattle. Farmers would heat up an iron and burn their mark into a cow's hide. Why? Because it instantly shaped how other people reacted to that cow. If you came across an unbranded cow, you had no idea who it belonged to. It was up for grabs. But if you saw a brand burned into its side, you knew exactly who owned it. And here's the key: your behavior would change. If it was a farmer you respected, you might return it. If it was a farmer you disliked, maybe you'd steer clear. If it wasn't branded, maybe you'd take it for your own. Either way, that brand mark shaped your actions. And that's exactly what we're doing with brand, just at scale. The brand you built tells people how to think about you and how to act when they come across you. Think of your brand as that mark on the cow. It's the signal that tells people instantly how to treat you. If your brand comes across as polished, trustworthy, and consistent, clients will respond with trust, respect, and even excitement. But if your brand feels sloppy, random, or unclear, people will hesitate. They won't know how to treat you, so they'll probably move on. Your message, your visuals, your day-to-day actions all put a brand on your business, good or bad, that tells your audience how to react to you. So, if branding is all about shaping behavior, how fast can you do it? The speed of brand. In today's world, people make snap judgments in just a few seconds, which brings us to one of the simplest but most powerful tools you can use to see if your brand is working: the 5-second test. You've got about 5 seconds to make an impression, and that's it. Whether it's your website, your social profile, or even how you introduce yourself at a networking event, people are deciding right away if they understand you, if they like you, and if they trust you. Think about the last time you landed on a website and couldn't figure out what the business even did. Did you stick around? Probably not. You clicked away, because confusion kills attention. And that's what the 5-second test is all about. Making sure that in the blink of an eye, people get what you're about. So, how do you know if you're passing the 5-second test? Or if you're losing people before they even notice you? Show your website, your LinkedIn profile, or even just a one-sentence pitch to someone who doesn't know you well. Then ask them, what do you think my business does? If they can explain it clearly in 5 seconds, you've passed. But if they hesitate, ramble, or get it wrong, well, that's your signal. And here's how to fix it. Simplify your language. Cut out clever phrases and insider terms. Say it like you would to a friend who has no idea what you do. Highlight who you help, be specific about the kind of person or business that you serve, and clarify the problem that you solve. Make it obvious why someone would come to you in the first place. Your brand message should boil down to this: I help this type of person solve this type of problem by this solution. When you can say that simply and consistently, you'll pass the 5-second test every time. Now here's the catch. Even once you've nailed your message, most entrepreneurs still make a huge mistake. They get bored of it way too soon. Consistent is greater than clever. The truth is, your audience doesn't hear your message once and remember it forever. They need to hear it again and again before it sticks. And that's where the real power of branding shows up in the long game. And trust me, you're going to get sick of your brand message long before your audience even notices it. Every single one of our clients has this issue, and even I struggle with it. There's a story about Henry Ford. His office sat next to his CMO's, and every day Ford walked past the same ad sitting on an easel in his office. After weeks of seeing it, Ford finally said, "Aren't you sick of that ad by now? When are we going to change it?" And the CMO looked up and said, "Sir, we haven't even started running it yet." And that's the point. You'll feel like you've said your message 100 times before your market has even ever heard it once. Repetition isn't boring. It's what makes people remember you. So, if repetition is the name of the game, how do you actually do it without feeling like a broken record? Well, the key is consistency with variety. Lock your core message. Write one clear statement about who you help and what they achieve. That never changes. Then, change the wrapper, not the message. You can get the same message across through a story, a metaphor, a case study, or even a one-liner. Different entry points, same takeaway. Everywhere someone encounters you, website, LinkedIn, email, conversations, etc., they should bump into the same core message. If you feel like you've said it too many times, you're probably just starting to reach the point where it's sinking in for your audience. Remember, consistency builds recognition. Recognition builds trust. And trust is what gets people to take action. Narrowing down your message to one type of person with one outcome and then repeating it over and over and over again can feel limiting because most people think branding is about attracting everyone, which is the opposite of the truth. Your brand should repel people. Think about a coffee filter. Its whole job is to let the good stuff through and keep the grounds out. And that's exactly how a strong brand works. Strong brand, strong coffee. Both keep you awake and focused. Weak brand, you're just drinking brown water. The right people, the ones who get value from what you do, are drawn to you. And the wrong people, the ones who don't align, who'd waste your time or drain your energy, get filtered out. That clarity is what makes a brand magnetic. Not because it pleases everyone, but because it boldly says, this is who we are, and this is who we are not. So, how do you actually use your brand like a filter instead of a net? Start with this question. Who am I not for? Write it down. Be specific. The clearer you are about who doesn't fit, the sharper your filter becomes. Then flip it. Who am I definitely for? What kind of person, business, or situation makes you say, yes, that is who we are here to help? Bake those answers into your messaging, your offers, even the way you talk about your work. And here's the magic. When you boldly own who you're for and who you are not for, the right people will feel like you're speaking directly to them. And the wrong people, they'll move on, saving you time, money, and energy. Let's bring this all together. Branding isn't your logo, it's not your color scheme, it's the entire system that lives in people's heads. The associations you intentionally design and reinforce until they shape how people act toward you. When you get this right, you influence perception instead of leaving it to chance. You create clarity that people can instantly understand, and you build trust that lasts through repetition and consistency. But here's the thing, branding is only the first step. Once your brand is defined, the real challenge is turning it into a business that runs smoothly and grows without burning you out. That's exactly why I put together the Business Backbone Checklist. It's a simple guide that shows you all the foundations every new entrepreneur needs to get right, from legal and finance to operations and marketing. The link is in the description. Grab it for free. It'll save you months of spinning your wheels. And thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd love to know what you think of these videos. Are they helpful? Any topics you want me to cover? Connect with me on LinkedIn and send me a note.